We now come to the 10-minute rule motion. Ruth Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I beg to move that leave be given to bring in a bill to make provision for the application of non-molestation orders and occupation orders in relation to behaviour relating to pets, to amend definitions of controlling or coercive behaviour and economic abuse to include behaviour relating to pets, to extend the application of domestic abuse protection orders to pets and for connected purposes. Madam Deputy Speaker, Britain prides itself on being a nation of animal lovers. Indeed, the PDSA's annual Paw report found that 51% of UK adults own a pet of some type, with 28% owning a dog and 24% owning a cat. Whilst owning a pet brings joy and companionship to many, Britain's high levels of pet ownership also means that animals are too often subject to violence within the home or are used as tools of coercion and control. This known reality is, however, not currently reflected in family and domestic violence law in England and Wales. At the moment, pets do not receive any meaningful legal protection or consideration in domestic abuse cases. This leaves many victims afraid to leave abusive situations due to concerns about their animal safety. Abusers can still retain legal ownership of pets, with limited legal mechanisms to transfer custody to survivors. This bill, also known as Ruby's Law, seeks to change this by explicitly incorporating pets into family law protections, such as non-molestation and occupation orders. Madam Deputy Speaker, I am proud that this government is committed to halving violence against women and girls and providing meaningful support to victims of domestic violence and abuse. Such efforts can only be strengthened by clearly recognising the clear link between domestic violence and violence against pets. The statistics are stark. The Dogs Trust found that 97% of domestic abuse professionals have dealt with cases where pets are harmed as part of coercive control by abusers. This involves controlling access to food, veterinary care and formal ownership rights, often preventing victims from seeking safety in a refuge or adequately caring for their pets. Another study by Dr. Mary Wakeham found that in 88% of households experiencing domestic abuse, the abuser also abused pets. In most cases, this involved physical violence against pets as a form of control. Pets are kicked, hit, thrown, or even poisoned. In 12% of cases, the abuser ends up killing the animal. This accompanying animal abuse has a significant impact on survivors and their families. Victims often exhibit lasting psychological trauma as a result of witnessing or fearing harm to their pets. The emotional toll on children can also be particularly stark. Studies show that 88% of children in abusive households have witnessed pet abuse. This often results in the children developing PTSD, anxiety, or other behavioural issues. Ruby's Law seeks to draw on international best practice in tackling these clear concerns. In the US, Canada and Australia, pets are explicitly included in domestic violence protection orders. California and Maine have passed laws allowing pets to be part of restraining orders, providing survivors with greater security and helping them leave abusive situations sooner. The Northern Irish Assembly has similarly shown significant support for introducing their own Ruby's Law, with similar proposals forming part of the Executive's new Ending Violence Against Women and Girls strategy. And for this reason, I particularly welcome the interest and support from the Honourable Member for South Antrim, who sadly is not in his place at the moment. Turning to the substantive proposals of the bill, Ruby's Law would seek to address current gaps in the Family Law Act 1996 by including pets in non-molestation and occupation orders. This would include the addition of provisions to ensure pets are protected from harm and that survivors are granted legal custody of their pets. Ruby's Law would also amend the Domestic Violence Act 2021 to explicitly reference pet abuse as a form of controlling or coercive behaviour under Section 1 of the Act. This will require the police and prosecutors to take pet-related domestic abuse seriously by providing clear legal grounds for prosecution. The bill would also allow veterinary records, witness testimony and digital evidence of threat or harm to pets to be admissible in court as evidence of a non-molestation order breach, making it easier to prosecute abuse cases involving pet harm. Courts would also be able to consider animal abuse as an aggravating factor in sentencing and risk assessments of perpetrators, helping to protect women and their pets from further abuse. Offenders could also be required to attend behavioural intervention programmes aimed at addressing the link between animal cruelty and domestic violence. Madam Deputy Speaker, I would like to close by paying tribute to Christina Warner, who I've been working with closely. She has provided extraordinary leadership on this issue, drawing upon her professional experience as a family law barrister. Ruby's Law is firmly aligned with the government's agenda of tackling violence against women and girls and supporting victims of domestic violence. I would urge ministers to give its provision serious consideration. Together, these changes would offer greater legal clarity and protection, increasing safety for both human and animal victims of domestic abuse alike. I commend this bill to the House.
The question is that the honourable member have leave to bring in the bill. As many that appear say aye? Aye. Contrary no? I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Who will prepare and bring in the bill?
Irene Campbell, Sir Roger Gale, Kerry McCarthy, Rachel Maskell, Adam Jogi, Sir Desmond Swain, Anne Davis, Neil Hudson, Robin Swan and myself.
Ruth Jones. Beautifully done, beautifully done.
Domestic Abuse Pets Bill.
Second reading what day?
Friday the 17th of April.
Friday the 17th of April.